You may ask, who is this famed Glossectomy Girl? What was her genesis? She wasn't born in a lab. She wasn't struck by lightning. She was forged in hospital rooms, fueled by sheer will, and driven by one unwavering mission: to arm those at risk of losing their voice with the tools and knowledge to preserve it, to speak, and be heard with identity and dignity. Like any good superhero tale, mine didn't begin with a meteor strike or a secret experiment gone wrong. It began with two free-spirited hippies, a suburban New Jersey childhood, and a whole lot of hair. Dreams of being an architect that took me to the University of Arizona, where I met the love of my life. After grad school and early career days in the Bay Area, we returned to Tucson. By 30, I had launched our firm and bought our first house. Our daughter Sienna arrived, then Ella. Life was loud, busy, and beautifully ordinary. Like every origin story, the universe was winding the slingshot. 21 years later, in the disorienting aftermath of pandemic chaos, everything imploded. My mom's decline into Alzheimer's was accelerating, and my dad had just been diagnosed with bladder cancer. The ground beneath our family was shifting. Meanwhile, for 10 months, I had been living with severe jaw pain. TMJ, they said. Your face was never symmetrical, they said. I insisted something was wrong. My tongue was crooked. Drinking was difficult. It felt raw under my tongue. The pain spread into every fiber of my face. Then came the orthodontist's ominous whisper that every superhero recognizes as the moment before transformation. Drive to my maxillofacial surgeon. Now. It might be a cyst. It could be a tumor. My response? Heroic sarcasm? Well, I need this like I need a hole in my head. 2 weeks later, still waiting for specialists, I found myself in the ER, auditioning for a role in The Exorcist. They were unsure if I would survive. I woke up intubated, alive, grateful, and informed that a large tumor was anchored at the base of my tongue. Diagnosis: adenoid cystic carcinoma, rare, relentless. My dad, who we'd been told was cancer-free, wasn't. And then he was gone. Grief and survival collided. In the 5-week whirlwind that followed, my husband, who is also my business partner, took over all my work. Our daughters left college and instantly morphed into full-blown crisis ninjas, negotiating with insurance companies, researching specialists to treat ACC, and remove my entire tongue and larynx. Meanwhile, I was focused on something equally urgent: eating my way through a very specific bucket list of last tastes. Gingerbread pancakes made by Chef Sienna in the house. After this, I'm just gonna huff food. I'm just gonna put my face in it. Of it and just be get down and really sniff the shit out of it. At the same time, I was stumbling randomly through the vastness of the internet, trying to answer one very simple question: how does someone talk without a voice? Mostly, I found gruesome surgical photos, no lived experiences. And I certainly didn't know words like augmentative and alternative communication or voice banking. When I finally discovered voice banking, my voice was already hoarse and fading. I started recording frantically with every company I could find. Yet I mourned the thought that I would never read to my future grandchildren. So I sat down and started recording my favorite children's books. Post-surgery, I was up and running with this voice, a synthesized version of my voice from Speak Unique paired with to be Dynavox software. I was grateful for it, but the implementation was clumsy, and as you can hear, the voice was technically me but flat, no expression, no intonation, none of my personality, which also made it harder for people to understand me. Let us not forget that even just 3 years ago, AI voice cloning was barely on the public radar. If you could get it at all, it cost upwards of $25,000 and still couldn't be used for real-time conversation. But Those bedtime stories, the ones I recorded for grandchildren who didn't exist yet, became the raw material for something extraordinary. They became the data that AI eventually used to recreate my voice. The first time I heard it, that was the moment I understood something I hadn't fully grasped before. My voice wasn't just how I communicate, it was how people experience me. My voice carried my personality, my humor, my warmth. I had said goodbye to that part of me. And then, one day, for the first time since my voice was surgically removed, I heard myself. I feel incredibly fortunate to be speaking to you today using my virtual clone voice. Now, yes, I still have to type in order to speak, but technology is moving incredibly fast. Researchers are already developing systems that can read lips.
This is a new application that can only ignore Nepsin.
I'm optimistic that someday soon I'll be able to hold up my phone, mouth the words, and speak in almost real time. Here's the important part. Information about virtual voicing is still difficult to navigate, and the people who need it most often don't even know it exists. And even with all of this remarkable technology, one thing remains essential: having a good, clean recording of your original voice before you lose it. In the messy process of becoming Glossectomy Girl, I gathered a lot of information about voice banking and cloning, so I created an educational resource called voicebanknow.com, a resource on all things virtual voicing. Now, mighty SLPs, what is your mission, should you choose to accept it? When you return to your clinics and your communities, you will meet people standing at the edge of a battle. People who may lose their voices. Maybe soon, maybe years from now. Many of them won't even realize they're at risk yet, or they're so focused on fighting cancer that their voice feels like a distant concern. You have the power to bring this information to them, to encourage them to record their voice. With any luck, it will turn out to be completely unnecessary. But if the day comes when they need it, it will mean everything. Because when someone loses their voice, they don't just lose sound waves and syllables. They lose the voice their children ran to, the voice their partner fell in love with, the voice that made them unmistakably them. Voice cloning gives us something no scalpel, no medication, no miracle procedure can restore once it's gone. The ability to still sound like ourselves and make no mistake. That is not a small thing. That is identity. That is dignity. That is humanity.